Greetings and welcome to this week's magical message. I pray you all have had a wonderful 4th of July. I pray you all have had a wonderful weekend and you all are ready for a very empowering message that really encourages you to continue to move forward. The overall energy for this week is the Ace of Baskets. So we're looking at new relationships, and we could also be looking at our own inner child, having an opportunity to kind of come out this week and experience some things that allow for fun and play and lightheartedness. There will definitely be some invitations this week, whether we're talking about entering into new relationships or just shifting the way that we are within particular relationships. But there's also this energy of an abundance of love coming from the universe. So expect for things to really kind of fall into alignment this week, as long as you are in a space where you are allowing things to move. And it's at its own pace. This is not going to be the week to really try to force anything, because if you get into that space, you're probably going to find yourself feeling a little frustrated. So making sure that if you do happen to find yourself in that space, making sure that you're taking time to kind of do some meditation, get quiet, recenter, step outside, engage that inner child, have some fun, do some things that are really going to help you to lift the energies around you and really embrace the limitless abundance that is around you. Okay. So this is a week for fun. This is a week for, using some of those previous lessons that you've learned to build these new relationships, to make these new connections. And I'm feeling like, even though this is talking about the baskets, which is the heart, is the relationships, that kind of thing, it's also the emotions. You may have some new emotions coming up, maybe with some things that you feel a little bit differently about, or, it's just some things that are opening up for you. And those feelings that you have are stronger and kind of beckoning you to follow them, get a little bit more curious about where it is that they're going to take you. So definitely a really good week. Now, with the beginning of the week, we have 7 of Knives. And so there may be some things underworks that you are not aware of. There may be some spiritual work, some, the universe, nature is working on your behalf in some ways that you were not aware of previously. You may find that you are, or you may have found, because it's the middle of the week, you may have found that you were called to maybe get quiet or get still, to get clear about what direction you were going in, what it is that you want, how it is that you want to move. Because if not, you may have found yourself hitting some obstacles, right? You may have been trying to get a lot of stuff done, and it's like, okay, no, this is the time for you to be clear so that direction, where you're going, how you're getting there, what's going on is, in alignment, and you're not coming up against a bunch of roadblocks. So making sure that you're planning, making sure that you are in a space where you can get quiet, and you're willing to kind of shift plans, because, we had some energies during the beginning of this week where there were a lot of energies in the universe shifting and changing and moving into different alignments and all of those kind of energies. So you may have found yourself kind of shifting a little bit. And in those shifts, you may have felt a little frustrated, especially if you didn't quite understand why some of those shifts and changes were taking place. But they were all there so that this very powerful alignment can take place. So we have the opportunity as well to move into alignment with those new things. I feel like there were a lot of old energies that were moved out, a lot of things that no longer serve us, some things that no longer are working in our highest favor, that we were able to release and let go if we allowed ourselves to, and really kind of move into a space where we are accepting this new love. We're accepting these new relationships. And so you may be guided as we move forward in the week to maybe make some moves that you had not thought you would make before, or make them in ways that you had not considered making them before. But this week you're being led to get quiet so that decisions can be made, and decisions with clear sight as well. That's very, very important. The kind of planning that you do this week is going to be very, very important. So you all probably experienced some of that in the beginning of the week. I know that I personally, I had a lot of plans, especially Monday, and they all but fell apart. There was a lot of shifts, a lot of changes, and just having to be willing to go with the flow, and breathe out any frustration, allow yourself to kind of move back into alignment. Even if those energies seem a little jerky as they move into alignment, trust the process, because that process is going to bring you right where you need to be. Now we have the middle of the week and we have the 4 of baskets. And so we're really looking at allowing ourselves to get quiet. We have shifted. There are a lot of changes that have taken place. There are a lot of new energies that have come in and old energies that have left. There are energies that have been ignited and so, or rekindled even. And so making sure that we are taking the time to get quiet, to allow ourselves to restore, and so that we can move in clarity, and not from a space of feeling burnt out, but we really want to be able to move with inspiration, so that you're excited about the next moves. And so you want to make sure that, if you have been met with an offer, of any kind, whether we're talking about relationship or career, whether we're talking about financial or otherwise, making sure that you're taking the time to get quiet. Don't feel as though this is the only thing that's going to come, but know that the right opportunity will show itself. And if you allow yourself to get quiet enough, you will know and feel and see that that is the right one. And so then you'll know how you need to move, but making sure that you're releasing any fears, any old anger, or even present, anger, making sure that you're letting go of anything that is going to get in the way of you really embracing this excitement, and allowing yourself to move with that excitement, but with clarity, because it's the path that we're on right now. It's like it's setting us up for some really big things to come. And so you want to make sure that you're taking some of those lessons that you've learned when you didn't do those things, right? When you hadn't planned the way you needed to plan, when you hadn't gotten quiet, making sure that you do that, because what you may find during the middle of the week is that you're sat down. You are not allowed to move forward in the ways that you really wanted to, because there are still some things for you to do. There's still some things for you to release. So allowing yourself to really get into alignment with the flow, even if it's new, even if it's different, even if it doesn't always make sense, allow yourself to just relax into it and trust the process, so that you don't become the thing that's hanging you up. Right? Because when that happens, right, that's when real frustration kicks in, and sometimes we don't even realize that that is what's happening, which is what causes some of that intense frustration, because we're looking around trying to figure out where the obstacles are coming from, not realizing that they're coming from us. So if you start to feel any frustration, dissatisfaction, disappointment, just boredom, just feeling overly exhausted in life, and just not really feeling like you're where you're supposed to be or where you want to be, make sure that you're taking the time to get quiet and to release, because everything is right here waiting for you. At this point, you are the thing that's standing in between you and having that clarity that you need, and having that peace of mind and the excitement and an open heart, so that you're ready to take the next steps. Okay. So now we're looking at the end of the week, and we have the Daughter of Knives. So make sure that, again, throughout the week, you're getting quiet, you're being still, because what the Daughter of Knives offers us is an opportunity to succeed, to basically be very, what is the word? I can't think of the word right now, but basically making sure that you are taking the time to do the planning that we talked about, to do your meditation, to get quiet, so that all of those energies come together and you being in alignment allows for you to accomplish those goals that you have very successfully. And then also, if you are needing to communicate with other people, right, or other maybe businesses or, whatever, knowing how you need to move and what you need to do and how those things are gonna kind of play out, right? It doesn't mean you're gonna know every single detail. But when you get quiet, you're going to have more clarity. And when that clarity is there, that means those energy fields are clear. And so there's going to be swift and fast messages and communication that's taking place. Maybe communication that you hadn't even been able to have for a while and you couldn't figure out what some of those obstacles were. Expect for that to be cleared up this week. Again, this is if you're on the light side. If you're on the shadow side of that, you may find that you're experiencing some difficulties. Maybe people are not really wanting to work with you. You may find just obstacles because you're not clear. Maybe some of the plans fell apart because they weren't put together properly. You have to also take into account this week that there is a lot of spiritual energy that is present. So you can't just move on the physical and think that you're going to see everything and know everything that needs to be done. Some things are going to require a leap of faith. Some things are going to require you to to resonate on a particular frequency. So you may have to shift how you're moving, what you're filling your mind and your heart with, what you're filling your time with. Making sure that you're not allowing any roadblocks or moments of, I was going to say confusion, but, where you're just not feeling clear. Not allowing those things to get in the way. You want to allow yourself to just breathe, exhale, meditate, get quiet, do whatever's going to bring you into a space of peace. Because when you do that, you're going to know what you need to do and everything is going to it's going to fall into place. So trust your movements. Don't get in your own way this week. You getting in your own way this week could end up causing you to lose the things that you have been working so hard for. So don't force anything. If you find that you're trying to push something and it's not going, it means that there's either something else for you to see or something else for you to do. Or maybe the thing is for you to just be patient. Sometimes the answers that we want to come and, we don't see them. It's not because you're not correct. It's not because we're not right. But maybe it's some other things that need to take place first. Maybe it's supposed to happen a little bit later than what we had expected. Go with the flow and know that you're covered. Know that you're good. There's going to be no reason for you to be in a state of fight or flight and no reason for you to be in a space of fear because you're really covered this week. Even if it feels like you're trying to figure things out or you're trying to decide how things are going to be or how they need to play out so that you reach the outcome that you need. That is just so that you can order your steps and you make sure that you yourself are moving in alignment, but you are covered. You are blessed. This opportunity has opened itself up to you so that you can move forward. So the roadway is clear for you. It's just about moving forward and ordering your steps so you don't trip yourself up, right? So this week, expect success. Move as though you expect success, but this is not going to be just man-made success. This is spiritual. This is magical. This is the universe coming together in some really beautifully magical ways to make manifest the things that you've been putting so much energy and effort towards. Be ready to celebrate and find time throughout the week to celebrate. Again, that inner child, make sure that she or he has the opportunity to be present with you, to have fun. If you start feeling drained or tired, do something fun, do something, that maybe you wouldn't have even thought about doing as an adult, and just go sit on a swing and go swing a little bit or take a nap if you need to take a nap because maybe you've been working your brain so much trying to figure things out that you're burning yourself out mentally. So take a moment, take a break, do something fun, take the time to celebrate this week and really raise the vibrations around you so that as you move forward, you're moving forward in alignment and with clarity, even if you don't know every single piece. Clarity does not mean that you are going to have every answer to everything. It simply means that you are in a space where you're in alignment and you're trusting the places that you're moving. Now, if you happen to have details that are given to you, that's divine, right? That is perfect. But you're not always going to be in alignment and see all the pieces. Sometimes that clarity comes and simply having the faith to know that the direction that you're moving in is the right direction. And you've just got to keep moving forward and know that the pieces, when you're ready, are going to fall right in place. And you're just going to take one step after another, and everything is going to be there. So trust the process, trust that everything is happening the way that it needs to happen. Do not give in to fear this week. You are not alone. You are not left aside somewhere. If things seem like they're up in the air, trust that things are not what they seem. Okay? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out the reading. I want to remind you again, trust yourself, trust the process. You're good. Because I feel like some of us may need to hear that just over and over again, just to be reassured that you're doing what you need to do. You've done what you need to do, and everything is going to work out beautifully and perfectly. And more than likely, what you're going to find is that things begin to happen in better ways than you had imagined. They're going to happen in more expanded ways than you had imagined. So celebrate and embrace this new love, this new energy that's coming in. Okay. So if you like this video, make sure that you like and subscribe, so that you can tune in each week and get your message. Feel free to leave me a message, a comment down below. If you want to send me an email, maybe it's something a little bit more private that you want to talk about, definitely send me an email. If you want to schedule a reading, email me. And then we can go ahead and get that done. So until next week, you all, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing your energy, your light, your love. And we'll talk again soon. Bye.